All right, guys, happy Wednesday, September 1st. Super excited to be walking into September, fall, such a reset season. So it's super, super exciting. We have a ton of announcements. September is a massive month for Beachbody. So I am going to walk through some of those announcements. But first, I will open it up for recognition if anyone wants to take themselves off mute.
I'll go. I've got a new coach on here, Allison Conway. She's been coaching like a week and a half, and she's already signed up a DC and 2 challengers. So way to go, girl.
I'll go. I have a few. I'm sorry, I think some of them might have been announced last week, but I wasn't here. So I just want to give a shout out to a couple coaches on my team. Sorry, my baby just let out the huge fart. I don't know if you heard that. So Leslie and Tori, two of the coaches on my team, they're actually mother and daughter. They both went Emerald last week. Super exciting. Which is great because that also means they qualify for our Fire and Freedom photo shoot. So super excited about that. And I also want to give a huge shout out to a new coach who is joining my team. Kelsey Stanley is on her first call tonight. She's in our September mentorship. She's actually can't officially start. She switched to me, so she had to do her 6-month break. So she doesn't officially start until October, but she's already like on day 1, just doing all the things. So I'm super, super, super excited for that. So welcome, Kelsey.
I'll go. I announced last week that Jessica Maloney hit diamond, but it is official now. And I just want to take a second to acknowledge her because since she reached that rank, it lit a massive fire under her ass. And I'm seeing her do all the things, and it's so, so cool. Even last night, a bunch of us from Every Effort were out for dinner, and she was sitting beside me making connections on her phone and messaging coach prospects. And like, I'm like, what are you doing? Like, get off your phone. And she's like hustling. So I just want to say, I love what you're doing, and I'm super, super proud. And I also want to congratulate Ashlyn, who is officially opening her own community. It's going to be the most beautiful place. You're going to hear her talk a little bit more about that tonight, but I'm just really, really excited for her for taking that leap. And she has also reached Success Club All-Star. So I will officially give a big shout out on the page for that, but I'm just so, so, so proud. So congrats, Ashlyn.
Anyone else before I get going? All right, I would like to give a big shout out to Kelly Barter for hitting her first month success starter. Way to go, Kelly. I'm so impressed by you. She has posted every single day since she started coaching, doing her own community, hit Emerald, like all the things. I'm really, really excited to work with you more than anything else. So congrats to you. And that's it. One last call for recognition before I do announcements. Erin,
Sorry. I'm like busy behind here. We had the diamond call, and now I feel like I need to get to work to do the stuff about the thing that we're first month of Success Club, first month of Success Starter. I see you on the call tonight too. So exciting. Way to go. Proud of you. And yeah, that's it. That's all I have to say tonight, but I'm excited for what's coming. So I'll pass back.
Court, can I hop in super quick? I just wanted to give a super exciting welcome. She has been around since I started my journey 2 years ago, but my mom is jumping into the September mentorship training. She has been watching on the sideline for the last 2 years. My wedding is done, and that is it. She is going all in. So I was like, no more excuses. She's such a cheerleader in my community that I've started over the last 1.5 years. So I'm just so excited to see her take this on and do this together.
I love that. Welcome, Lori. Okay, guys, so we have a ton of announcements. I'm going to dive right in. The Roundtable did a big training today. The Roundtable is a Facebook group for elite and 5-star and above coaches. So sometimes they give us like sneak peeks into what is happening and all sort of the logistics of new stuff. So we got one of those today, and I wanted to share that with you guys. So first things first is Body, the interactive program. It's launching on the 21st. We've currently been in that beta phase where they've just been testing it out. There's going to be a lot more times when it launches on the 21st. The podcast is going to be available to enroll, to sign up for only 24 hours in advance. So it's going to give other coaches and clients a better chance at getting on the podcast. So that's super, super exciting. I want you guys to understand that this isn't a separate platform on its own. It is a complement to Beachbody On Demand. So there's been some questions of people saying like, well, can I enroll someone just for Body? And you can't. You need to enroll for BOD, and then Body is that add-on. One of the main reasons is that it's the same platform. It is the same site. So that's the reasoning. If you have any clients saying, I just want the live portion, then it's up to you to really drive that conversation and say, great, here's the live thing, and this is how do you enroll. Like, they don't really know what they're enrolling for, right? So yeah, you could just drive that conversation. So the way Body is going to work is that you can pay it monthly, or you can choose to do the annual. So the annual is $169 and the monthly is $19.95. So it's going to work the same way that it always has. The challenge packs, they're changing its name. So it's now Total Solution Pack, which I love. And when you purchase your Total Solution Pack, the first month is included in that price, and then they'll pay $19.95 ongoing for that Body membership. In the new Share a Cart process, it's actually going to give you the option to upgrade to the full year right there. So you can ask your client, like, you're getting this live component add-on. Do you want to try it for 30 days and then decide to go monthly? Or do you want to just add it in? Like, we use it a ton. If you get the bike, you're going to be able to use it. Like, you can sort of tell them what's involved and give them their choice. And then you can add it on right at the beginning. The bike, I'm going to get into the bikes next. The day pass is $7. So for anybody like that wants to run a free group or even like a 3-day challenge, for $7, they get full access to BOD and Body, all the nutrition plans. So like, I see us running like a 1-day Be My Client test group kind of thing. You know, they pay $7. They get the chance to peek around, see how the platform works. You have that live class already picked out where you're all going to do it together, and really creating that like sneak peek as a client using the day pass. The next update is surrounding the bikes. It is the same price for coaches and customers to purchase the bike. Reason being, and they shared a graphic with us with all the competitors. So it was like, you know, obviously Peloton and I forget what all the other competitors are, but it is the cheapest bike on the market. And what they're saying is better quality. So, I mean, obviously they're going to toot their own horn there. Peloton, Echelon, Nordic Track, and Soul Cycle. So they priced out all those things. Our bike is $13.99 USD. There is a launch exclusive where it's $12.99. You can also finance the bike for $39 a month at no interest. So there's going to be that option for everybody. And then, unfortunately, it's just in the States. As of September 31st is the day that it's launching, and they're working really, really hard to get that Canada date firmed up, but they don't have it yet. We're really hoping for first thing in the new year. And again, guys, like, it sucks. Trust me. Like, I feel that, but it is our job to just like spin it to win it as much as we possibly can, and to talk about like how exciting it is that this stuff is coming, and maybe share some of my content that I'm using once I get the bike or whatever it is for other people that have access to it. The big things that differentiate it is that you do not need the cycling shoes. So it doesn't have that extra cost, and it also has a personalized heart rate zone, which the other competitors did not. And it has a webcam, which only Peloton on those competitors had. So it looks like a really awesome bike. Another cool thing they're doing is it's like a 2-week window, and we're hoping they do this when it launches in Canada as well. But for the first 2 weeks, anybody that purchases at that launch exclusive price of $12.99, they're going to include white glove delivery, where they come and they set it up in your house for you. Was that the only other white glove delivery? I think that was it. There might have been something else. Oh, here it is. Oh, it's the $100 off, so it brings it from $13.99 to $12.99, plus the white glove delivery and assembly. So that's going to be a 2-week window when it launches. Then there's that Mix Plus one that comes with the dumbbells, the kettlebell, and that one is $15.99. So that's just a little bit of info on it. The commission is actually a lot lower on the bike than I had anticipated, but they really went on to explain that the goal was to make this a competitive priced bike for us and our customers above anything, and that is why we are getting paid such a large portion of the body and bod memberships. Like, we get 40% of the BOD renewal price, guys, and for body, it's I think we get like 60% or something. Like the commission structure on those monthly memberships is what they're doing to make up for sort of the lack of commission on the bike. And another really great point that they made was, even though you're not making a large amount on the bike, it's really helping your retention, because they're now going to be creating all this content that goes along with that bike. And it's kind of like a total gym, right? Because it's got a really huge screen that you can then press play on your bod workout. Just because you're not using the bike today, it can still be your monitor to like do your other workouts, right? So I loved that. Total solution packs. Okay, so they are changing on the 21st as well, going from challenge packs to total solution packs. The bike workouts, they're going to be launching on the 21st too. Yep, and anybody that has a bike in Canada, like a Peloton, a Costco bike, anybody that has any sort of bike, they can start doing them. So if you have one, then you can start doing those. Okay, so the Total Solution Packs is launching on the 21st. One thing to really note is that any of your share carts as of the 21st are no longer going to work. So if you have a whole bunch of links out, I would go in on the 20th and write down those names. It's a great reason to follow up. Like, we've updated our system, your link is old, do you want to loop back? Do you want to make some changes to it? Is this still on your radar, right? There's going to be 2 ways to create a total solution pack. One is create your own, and one is choose from the pre-built. So the pre-built is basically, the challenge packs, but the create your own is going to walk you through that process of, do you want to pay for body monthly, or do you want to pay for the full year? What is the nutritional you want to add? And they've added an option. So it's going to be performance pack, Shakeology, or the Go and Glow is what they're calling it. So it's energize, collagen, and hydrate. So it's those 3 products in the total solution pack that you can choose instead of Shakeology or Performance Line. There are no more completion packs. When someone goes into upgrade, it's going to guide them. It's going to recognize that they already have BOD and then lead them to the other purchases. And I wasn't super clear on that, how that works for SC points and everything, but we'll get more info on that as it comes. It's kind of it. If you guys want to drop any questions you have in the chat, I'm happy to answer them. And also, like, there's going to be training that comes out on this. We got that sneak peek and I wanted to share it with you guys. I think it's really exciting. I love the Go and Glow. And I love the create your own. I think it's awesome. And, there are people that get an allowance at work to pay for their health and fitness. And so paying for that annual body is great for those people. I've had people ask, oh, can I just pay for, whatever subscription all at once? And I'm, haven't been able to say yes until now. So that's really cool. Okay. September is back at it. Am I frozen? Am I okay? The create your own, Jen, is basically just like a step through process. So do you want BOD? I'm good. Do you want BOD? Do you want body monthly or annual? Which nutritional do you want? The Go and Glow, Shakeology, or this? And then it's going to go through all the other products and tell you what offerings there are. So you can get 30% off beach bars. You can get this. You can get that. I think it's going to be a great opportunity for us to identify like sales that they're going to get and be able to add it to cart and personalize cart. And then they can go in and modify if they want to, right?
Sorry, that's what I was wondering. Like, are they building their cart? Like, are they going into the shop and doing this? Or
no, we're still doing it. The way that they were describing it almost made it sound to me like it would be better for them to do it themselves because they would see all these other deals that are available, right? Someone can go to Team Beachbody and have your coach ID and create their own link. And maybe because of the new platform and the way that it's all integrated, maybe that's a conversation that we have down the line. Like, do you want me to create your link or do you want to do your own and see how all the discounts and products that are available to you, right? So we'll just have to see how that goes down the line. Okay, I'm going to keep moving because we're like 20 minutes in and we have 4 awesome speakers that are going to give you so much value tonight. We are doing a contest in September. We are so excited about this. The whole Diamond team just got on a call to brainstorm how to make this amazing. And this is good for brand new coaches versus seasoned coaches. This is for everybody. It is called Social September. Erin is ferociously working on a graphic right now that she's going to drop in the team page. It's going to be a chart that you can print off and basically just track these little areas. And there's going to be a winner at the end, and we are going to have a beautiful, beautiful gift basket of coach tools that you need. I don't know, maybe a rise planner, maybe a ring light, maybe all of the above. We'll see sort of, I don't know, it's going to be great. But here's how the contest works. There's going to be 4 different areas that you can earn points over the month. The first one is going to be for posting daily. So on this graphic that we're going to give you, headbands, oh my. On this graphic we're going to give you, you're going to be able to check off, okay, I did my post for today, and that gives you a point. If you do a reel and a post, you get 2 points. If you don't do a post that day, like, don't count yourself out. This challenge is not all lost. Just catch up going forward. This is not an all or nothing contest. This is like, let's just try to be social for September, stay on track, make new connections, make invites, okay? So posting is your first way to get points. It's also the one category where you can earn multiple points a day. The second one is going to be just be a checkbox, and that is sort of a guideline for you, a baseline of new conversations. So if you've made 10 new conversations that day, you can check off your checkbox. The third category is going to be Success Club points. For every Success Club point you get 1 point. And then the last one is going to be a metric that you're able to evaluate from the very beginning of the month, today, and the very end of the month, and that's how many followers you have. So I want everybody, as soon as Erin posts this document and we all print it off, or how we do it digital or whatever you're going to do, check how many followers you have and write it at the top of your chart, and you're going to get points for growing your following. Now, there were people that were like, oh, but what about someone that does a reel and goes viral and they get like 500 followers? That's not fair. Like, that totally is fair. That's the whole point. Let's create amazing content and try to grow our following, because that's how we're going to be able to build this business, right? The biggest goal of this, guys, is to have you feeling confident and posting consistently and making new connections and sending invitations. For that reason, so those are the 4 areas. For that reason, we are going to gear the entire month of September around inviting. We're going to do team calls with inviting strategies every single week. We're going to have guest speakers from other teams that are really successful at inviting and have them come and share how they invite, because everybody does it differently. We're also bringing back our coach highlights. If you remember, we did those every Thursday, and then we stopped in the summer, so they are back. And every single Thursday, I'm going to ask a newer coach to share how they've been inviting. So based on who's sort of higher in the Success Club points for the month prior, I'm going to look through those stats, and I'm going to ask those people to speak on our coach highlights. So if you're ever wondering like how I get that, I'm just looking at who's doing great, guys, not just Success Club points, but maybe like engaging in the team page, or adding new coaches, or, you know, all those types of things. Just people that I see present and engaging. That's how I'm choosing those people. So that is kind of it. I'm sure there's going to be questions on that. We'll start a thread in the coach group. I do want to get this call rolling, though. I think this is going to be a really fun challenge. So we are going to kick it off with Sophie. Tonight's team call is all about running amazing, successful challenge groups in order to get your people loving Beachbody and creating lifestyle, right? So we're going to hear from 4 coaches tonight. Sophie, you're first.
All right, thank you for having me. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Sophie. I've been coaching for 2 years, a little over 2 years. And so in 2 years, Milan and I, my business partner, have kind of pivoted and tried different things. Bot only, Facebook only. And more recently, we are trying something completely brand new. I'm in the middle of running a Start Strong, so the beginner 21-day, entirely in a chat pod. At first it freaked me out because it's outside of the Facebook, you know, you get the prep on this day and you get this post and you get the check-in. But I was like, I have heard so many times from my clients that they want a smaller, more personal connection as they navigate, especially the beginning of this journey. So I've really been kind of thinking about what we do. And essentially, we offer customer service by problem solving. That is what we do. They come to us with a problem. We offer them customer service on lots of different areas: nutrition, figuring out how to get up early, working out, and so on and so on. And it keeps going. So I started a 21-day in a super small chat pod, and I really focused on quality of challengers in there over quantity. I literally have, I think, 7 people in that group. And by all means, please do not think that you need to have 15, 20 people in a group for it to be effective. These smaller groups are better. You're going to be able to offer a very, very different kind of approach to those groups. So I focused on quality over quantity. And something I did really different this time is I made sure to get on a call with every single person I added in that group. We dug deep into why they want to do this. What's their goal? What's going to throw them off? What is going to be their biggest barrier? And how I could best support them. So on those 7, I had 3 say daily check-in. Like, if you see me not showing up, then you need to call me out. So I knew right away that's a problem for them. I am going to offer customer service. They're still checking into the group, but I was able to quickly determine how to best support them for them to get like bomb results, because bomb results become Beachbody believers, become coaches, and then the wheel just keeps going round and round and round. So I did a one-on-one call with them. We have the daily chat. I'm kind of putting a topping in there. Everybody is checking in. Everybody's kind of chatting. Based on the answers I got in those one-on-one calls, I assigned them an accountability partner. It was a non-negotiable. I put people who are going through the same season of life together. They're not tagging each other in our chat pod, in our 21-day chat pod. They're building this connection outside of that chat pod. Some of them it's just happening organically in the chat pod, but they're like getting somebody, you know, a success partner, if you will. So hopefully they both become Beachbody believers. Hopefully they both become coaches, and then they're just natural business partners. But so I'm doing the chat pod. I'm doing a one-on-one call with them before we got, and it was like a quick call. It was 20 minutes. Some of them had a lot to say. Others were more reserved. Oh, I want to lose 5 pounds and I have difficulty with nighttime snacking. And that was the end of the conversation. And that's okay. You kind of got to meet them where they're at. The other thing that I do as part of this challenge group is I also do a weekly check-in. So every Sunday, everybody's getting an email from me where I'm asking them, how was your week? What did you struggle with? How's your nutrition? How are your workouts going? How's your routine going? And then the other thing that I really started focusing on was asking them how they felt if they, 2 weeks into drinking Shakeology, how they felt, how their muscles felt, if they're doing the performance. It is your job to teach them what the benefits are of these products. They don't know in the beginning. They have no idea. But your job is to kind of instruct them. And I really ask them, like, how are you feeling? And then depending on their answer, we're starting into this big conversation. And I'm testing it, but I'm really hoping that this really keeps them on the Shakeology, because they are going to themselves start thinking about, oh yeah, it has been 2 weeks. Oh yeah, I don't feel as less bloated. And right there, they're going to see a win. They're going to attach a quick positive result to something that you provided them to solve a specific problem. So emphasis on how they feel since starting Shakeology or performance. And one thing that I've heard over the last few months is how real you are in those groups will dictate how they show up. And by that I mean, you know, at least once a challenge group, I'm going live, or I'm sending a little snippet in the coach chat where I'm like, wow, like I'm struggling today. I'm emotional. I have my period. I have this. I really don't feel like it. I ate a poutine. I skipped my workout. That gives them permission to still continuing to show up in the group, even though they've missed a day, even though they haven't been perfect or they haven't been all in. That gives them the automatic, because I've had numerous clients who miss day 7, stop showing up. Oh, hey, how are you doing? Good. Like they just completely retreat and hide under the blanket. By you being real, and like, don't fake that you had a poutine. If you're not the type to have a poutine, then don't fake it. But if you are the type to, you know, go off the deep end on a Saturday, then share that. Tell them that. Be real, because that will give them the space to be able to really understand that it is okay to, you know, life is going to happen. Here's how I like refocus the next day. Here's how I'm dealing with, you know, maybe a planned dinner out, right? You are providing customer service by problem solving. They may already think, oh, I have dinner out on Saturday, that's going to be a problem. And by me just sharing what I had done that Saturday to, you know, make sure I was back on track, I was able to solve that problem before they even brought it up. Accountability partners are non-negotiable. Match them up based on goals. Do not need to be complicated. Your energy in that group will dictate how fun your group is. I have run groups where I pre-scheduled absolutely everything in Facebook and barely showed up. Did I get anybody that came out of that group wanting to coach or staying on products or getting results? Of course not. The groups, I'm the more engaged, and I treat this as my very own accountability group, my very own, okay, today I had to be accountable, and this week it's been a struggle. I have literally told the girls, the only reason why I did my workout today is because I knew I was checking in with you guys today, because I knew I was gonna add my sweaty selfie. So your energy, 100% is going to dictate how the energy in your group. So I'm sure that was absolutely nothing that none of you have heard before, but it's a pivot I did in my business. The smaller groups, the more focused, you know, personalized customer service. And so far it's really, really been paying off. I'll have to do an assessment at the end of this group, get some feedback. That's another thing that you definitely want to do, is get some feedback from them and say, hey, did you, how did this go for you? Where was maybe the areas that we could improve? Where did you feel maybe we could have provided more information? But I'm really liking these chat pods, and I'm really liking not having to run 14 billion Facebook groups. That's it for me.
Thank you so much, Sophie. And you hit the nail on the head. The groups you're engaged in are the ones that works, right? So Erica, you're up.
So actually that's a good segue into what I'm going to talk about, Sophie, because I'm going to talk about a back to school boot camp we're doing in Team Impact and how we're treating it as a new year and a reset. But first I'm going to back up a bit about why we need a reset and how as a coach I need a reset, because I actually made the conscious decision, I shouldn't say to not be engaged in my group this month, but in August, my house is being torn apart. I'm in the middle of renovations. We went out west to see family for the first time in 2 years. Chantel was on pre-scheduling posts. And so I kind of coasted, guys. I'm going to be completely honest. I left August 2nd for my trip. August 1st, I sent 6 share carts, which I know some of you are looking at me going, well, that's not coasting. All renewals. I had easy August renewals because I'm a teacher and I first started this 2 summers ago, and all my teachers were up for renewal, and I have 1 retention point. So yes, I'm at SC 13 ending August, but I got that on August 2nd. And I barely did much in this business since. I maybe went live in my group twice in the month of August. I checked in daily with my sweaty selfies, but I wasn't like engaging on my challengers the way I normally would be, which would be going live at least once a week, pouring love on people. Like I was maybe just like liking their post in the roll call, whatever. And honestly, I truly believe the action you put in gets the results in your business. So I'm a lifetime rank of 1 star. 2 days ago, I was emailing a DC saying, oh my gosh, can you purchase products? I'm going to lose my diamond. Like a month of coasting, getting off that hamster wheel, and frig do I feel it. Yeah, like I said, you might see I'm at SC13, but the second you stop pouring into your communities, the trickle effect comes. That like I said, I'm a lifetime rank of 1 star. And here I am texting a DC being like, you're inactive, but are you going to be ordering products in the next few days? Because like, so how am I going to reset? Firstly, whether you're in the education field or not, so many people treat September as a new year. Especially, let's all cross our fingers and pray to God that our kids are going to be back in school for good. That the freshness of going back to school shopping with your kids, getting the new pencils, starting to plan lunches again, starting to get in your routine of maybe getting them out the door in the morning and you having to get to work yourself. So many people treat September as a new year. So use that in your challenge group. Use it in your invitations. Use it as a chance to connect with people about why they need a reset. And so what we're doing is we're calling it a back to school boot camp. And it is going to be like 3 weeks focused on, and we're doing a pick your own path. So they can either choose, but we're doing that they have to pick their own path for a program that they're going to finish beginning to end in 3 weeks. So that's either 21-day fix, off the wall, or MBF. So that the beginning to end, they're going to finish a program in 3 weeks. We're going to do it. Chantel and I debated back and forth. Do we do it like starting Labor Day, or do we give people kind of like a buffer zone? We are going to start September 13th because that's still 3 weeks and gives you more time in the next week to do those invitations, connect with people. Oh my gosh, new year, like how's back to school going for your kids? How are you surviving making lunches again? Like making those genuine connections. And then inviting people to their pick their path 3-week program. The other thing we're going to do is within our community, find the people that treat this like a new year as well. So we're opening it up to existing challengers. And how we're doing it for existing challengers is I went live in the group today, and exactly like Sophie said, the more real you are with people, the more they understand. They, like my challengers can feel I've been coasting from August. They've barely seen me in our community. So I went live and was like, guys, I'm home from vacation and man, do I need a reset. Like who else feels this? Here's the thing. If you want to have that smaller accountability, because our community has like 350 people. So if they're looking for that small group accountability, you're invited to our back to school boot camp, but basically you got to put some skin in the game. I didn't so much as say that, but I said, here's what's going to get you into the back to school boot camp. You need to commit to 30 days of using products. You want to see results, you want to reset for the new year, then come pick a program for 30 days and pick a product. So we gave them the choice to either do a month worth of Shaco, a month of performance, or the other option is within the 30 days, do a 3-day refresh. So obviously those are the completion packs that is going to get us possibly some SC points if in the past 6 months our people within our community haven't renewed with anything. And we got good feedback on already. It was just me going live today. It was about 5-6 minutes sharing my vulnerable truth that I need this reset more than ever. And so many people resonated with that. It's been an amazing summer. How lucky are we all that things kind of opened up and we got to travel again and do the things. But everybody is feeling like it's a new year, and that's how you can pour into your people and do a, what you should be doing in your connections and your invites is everybody is feeling this new year wave, and use that to make a really amazing challenge group. And from there, exactly like Sophie said, if you give it your all in those 3 weeks, make non-negotiable accountability partners, you'll see people who are either going to become new Beachbody believers or are going to get that reset themselves to find their love for Beachbody. in their knee and kind of use the summer to coach or to coast. Sorry, it's time to get back to doing the thing. And the last ability, we are going to do a weekly prize. Chantel and I love doing prizes. Our community. We are very much through a Facebook Messenger pod actually too for the first time. So we'll see how that goes. And every Sunday, we're going to have a tally for however many check-ins they got is amount of raffles tickets into a draw. So if they did 7 check-ins that week, then they'll get 7 tickets into a draw. And that's how we are running our new year back to school boot camp. And we're really looking forward to the reset. So it's going to be good. And I think I'm passing it over to Erin G.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Erica. Yeah, so tonight I'm going to talk to you guys about my main community. So it's not challenge group specific. It's going to be about how I build connections because that's ultimately why we're all here, right? So I'm just going to share some strategies with you on things that I've done in every effort from day one that I still do today that make our group successful and are the reason why we have between 100 and 200 check-ins every single day. So I'm just going to kick it right off. The first thing that I do, and I really think every single group should do this, is that I introduce all new members. So the way that I kind of think about it is if I came to your party or if you came to my party and you walked in the door and you didn't know anybody, I wouldn't just let you fend for yourself. I would take you around and I would make the intros, right? And I think that that's what we would all do. So why is the community any different? You're welcoming a stranger that nobody knows into this space. You should make them feel valued and accepted and welcome from day one. So, and that doesn't have to be every day. You can do like a batch welcome once a week or even once a month if that's your jam, but every single newcomer to your community should feel welcome off the bat. We have in our challenge groups, like specific groups, we'll have everybody post a picture of themselves and introduce themselves to the group and say why they're there. So if we're running a new challenge group, before we begin, hey ladies, this is why I'm here. These are my goals. I'm Erin. This is a bit about me. You're up. And if they don't, they're called out. So if you're entering our challenge groups, that's kind of the expectation of you. And right off the bat, it gets people sharing about themselves. It allows us to know why they're there, and it gets people engaging with each other. In the introduction, whenever I'm welcoming people, I really like to ask existing Every Effort members to share something with the newcomers. So it'll be like, ladies who have been on this journey for a while, tell them what your favorite program is and why. Or ladies who have been on this journey for a while, tell us about your results, share a picture with us, tell us where you're at, what's your favorite Shakeology recipe? Because it's imparting leadership quality on the women who are in Every Effort. It's also allowing me to enter into conversations with those people sharing about possibly coaching, because they're spreading the love for these programs and these products. They're obviously having results if they're going to show that. So it allows me to take note and have those conversations with them. And it makes the newcomers feel super welcome and also so excited to see what people have achieved just by being in our group. So intros, super important. Welcome people to your community. The second thing is my daily check-in. So today when I was kind of prepping for this call, I actually took it upon myself to pull some of our kind of key players, our key Every Effort members into a chat pod. And I just asked them to share with me what they love about our group and why they feel so connected to each other. And the check-ins was something that kept coming up. So like Sophie said, I do not pre-schedule anything. I'm going to be totally honest with you. My life would be so much freaking easier if I did. Because in the morning, sometimes I'm like, shit, I haven't done my check-in. And like, I have to really think, but I strive to always be authentic and real with my challengers. And so I want to talk about what's going on with me and with the group on that specific day. And I feel like if you're pre-scheduling, like it's cold, people can feel your energy and it's just not who I am and it's not what I want for our group. So every single day I have a check-in and it's paired with a discussion question. And it usually highlights something like a triumph or a challenge or a habit or a goal. And I ask people to share with us not only their sweaty selfie, but I ask them a question. And not everybody answers the question, like definitely not, but a lot of people do. And it also gives me the opportunity to then see what's going on in other people's lives and see what those particularly challenging areas are for them, and to enter into a private conversation with them and therefore support them even further, and also get them to trust me so much more, right? Because they're pouring their heart out to you, and we support them beyond the initial transaction of a challenge pack. At least you should be. And so seeing this publicly gives you a great opportunity to enter into more conversations with them and to just be following up with them. If they're checking in, you need to get into their inbox and thank them. So this is something that, like, right off the bat, first day, oh my gosh, I saw your sweaty selfie. Like, you comment on it, obviously, but you also want to get into their inbox and thank them for it. I do this with not only my own challengers, but Ashlyn's challengers, whoever's challengers are in that group. I'm thanking them for contributing. And I tell them we would not have the successful group that we have without your contribution. And this kind of puts a little pressure on them to keep going, because they know that I'm watching and they know that I'm grateful. And then they now feel responsible to keep this momentum going, right? So, and they obviously feel valued for taking, a little bit of time out of their day to share with us. I call people out in the check-ins. If I'm noticing that they're not checking in, I tag them, where are you at, ladies? What are you up to? I also tag people who are doing same programs, and I'll put them into chat pods together. So, like, if I'm seeing a lot of women like, oh, day 5, week 1, bar blend, I'm like, guys, like, Jessica's doing bar blend, Chantel's doing bar blend, Tiffany's doing bar blend, and I get them into a group together so that they can do the program together. They don't have to be on the same day of the program, but they are all in the exact same shoes. So why not get them into a chat pod together? And especially if you see a newbie come in and she's like, oh my gosh, day 1 of 9-week control freak, I'll tag all the women who I know have done that program. And there's a lot of them, and I'll be like, ladies, like, she's doing this new program. Tell her your thoughts, give her some advice. And I get them commenting on her stuff. So she's feeling valued and supported, and they're feeling like they're a little bit of a leadership role, and they can impart some wisdom on her about these awesome programs that they've done. So just take special notes, scan through your check-in every single day. You should be looking at it. I know that sometimes it can get a little bit overwhelming if you have a lot of people in your group. We used to pride ourselves on commenting on every single person's check-in. Now that we have like 425 people in the group, that's obviously not realistic. But how would you feel if you just finished 80-Day Obsession for the first time ever and you celebrated that in a chat and not one single person congratulated you, especially your coach? So scan the check-ins. You need to be looking at what people are doing. You don't want to miss that girl's success. You need to be celebrating every single accomplishment, every single day 1, every single day 80. You need to be looking for those. And that can be done while you're on the toilet. It can be done while you're getting ready to go to bed. Like, you don't have to take hours out of your day, but just take 10-minute pockets here and there and scan just to make sure that you're not missing anything, because you want your challengers to feel valued. Same goes with, like, somebody posts like, oh, I'm having sore knees, like, tag the women in your group who have gone through these challenges and get them kind of engaging with each other. The next thing is checking in on your clients. So I'm constantly following up. I have a spreadsheet of women that are existing every effort members, and I kind of go through and see who I haven't talked to in a while and who I might need to touch base with, and just kind of see where they're at. If somebody tells me something like they're, going for IVF, that date is in my calendar, and you bet your ass on that date I'm following up with them, seeing how it went. I'm checking on them and making sure that they're okay. If I know that one of our challengers is having surgery or one of our coaches is having surgery, that date is in my calendar, and you bet your ass she's getting flowers, because this takes nothing. The bouquet of flowers are like 2 challenge packs worth of commission. That's absolutely nothing. Send that and make that woman's day. And that message trickles outward. The ripple effect of something that small is massive. So mark these days down in your calendar, because once again, how would you feel if you shared something personal with your coach and then she didn't follow up to see how it went for you? It would feel pretty awful. Like I said, constantly supporting them beyond the transaction is so, so, so vital. Your clients need to know that you're there for them, not just in health and fitness, but in life, I think. We're also doing things to connect our clients like couples challenges. We do Challenger of the Month. We're now doing in-person meetups, and also just live videos speaking from my heart. So I want to stress the importance of being real. I really loved what Sophie said about sharing where you're at. This is key, and this is something that a few of my challengers talked to me about today. They said the coaches in every effort are not perfect. They're women with stretch marks. They're women with cellulite. They're women that, love to eat burgers and poutines like the rest of us, but they're also women that love to reach for being their best self. And we share this in every effort. So like I've shared, deep, dark secrets, like my dad's struggle with dementia with this group, and every effort were the first women that I publicly came out to about this, because I'm pouring my heart and soul into supporting them every single day. Why not take a little bit of energy back from them? It felt amazing to have this community of women rally around me and support me when I was going through a particularly dark week. And I also wanted them to know, right? I'm not falling off the map here. I'm just feeling something. And so being able to trust them enough to tell them that, I think made them feel more special and more connected in the end. So go live, talk about what you're going through, and obviously not making it all doom and gloom, but really just be your real, true, authentic self with them so that they can get to know you for who the beautiful person is that you are. It doesn't have to be all about fitness and nutrition. I am so much more than Beachbody Erin, so they should know that. And to be honest with you, the workouts are 5% of my day. There's so much more that goes into this. So it should be about support, connection, community, becoming the best version of ourselves, our goals, what we want for the future, our families. All of these things can be included in your community. It does not have to be specifically working out and nutrition 100% of the time. And that was what I was going to finish with, is that you just don't always have to be on, but you do have to be real. You do have to show up every single day. I had a big scary invite the other day, and this girl that I invited was like, oh, I'm actually already in a community, but the coach only posts once a week, and it's kind of awkward because nobody really knows where she went. So I think I'd like to switch over to you. And I can't imagine just letting these ladies slide. You have to show up every single day, regardless of where you are. And that might not always be glamorous. You might not always have the most inspirational thing to say, but without fail, show up. The last thing was tonight, a newer challenger messaged me, and she's doing Let's Get Up with a couple other women, and we put her into a chat pod with 2 others. So there's 3 of them now. They're doing it together, and they're just loving it. And she was like, Erin, I'm so happy that I joined your group. And I was like, what specifically do you like? And she was like, I think it's the fact that every single day you make us feel like anything is possible. So at the end of the day, I know, Erin, stop. But at the end of the day, that's why we're here. Because I truly, truly, truly believe that. And this community gave that to me. Because when I started, I was well over 200 pounds in the deepest, darkest place of my life. And through these programs and you women, I am not that anymore. And I'm reaching towards my best self, and I'm loving every minute of life. So that's what I'm giving back. And the fact that I know it's working means the world to me. So every single day, be their belief, pour your love onto them, and make them believe that they can do anything. I'll pass it over to Ashlyn, who's going to have a kick-ass community.
Sorry, I had to unmute. Well, that's an act to follow. So yeah, I started my own community last week, and this month marks my full year of being a coach. So it was a long time coming, and I feel like a lot of people do this a lot sooner, and a lot of you probably already started your own community. So this is, come and gone for you. But when I started, I was Erin's first challenger. Every effort felt like my community. It felt like my home, and I started to add people to it, and she was still growing the community. I was still growing it. I knew every single face, every single person that was checking in. I felt like I was really connecting with everybody. And for the longest time, the thought of leaving that was like leaving my own home. It didn't make sense to me. And then along the way, I started to think to myself, okay, you know what? I'm commenting on everyone's check-ins, but I'm not doing the check-ins. I'm not doing the leading. I'm not doing the inspiring. And the thoughts in my head were starting to tell me it's time for your own community. But I let my fears and my own self-limiting beliefs hold me back from it. I was worried that as much as I loved every effort, everybody else that had joined me also really loved it and wouldn't want to leave it that I wouldn't be able to, you know, live up to all of the hype that had been created in this wonderful community that, you know, really made us all fall in love with it. And I started to doubt my ability, and I started to feel like a fraud because I wasn't doing the check-ins, doing these like powerful, you know, thought-provoking posts to get people engaged and making them want to post. And, you know, with my stories, I always feel like I'm really speaking to my people. And I have a lot of private conversations with my challengers who are watching my stories on Instagram, you know, about whatever I'm going through, the YOLO of summer and the ups and downs and everything. But I wasn't leading the community. And as I started to get into my cold market, I really started to feel like I was adding people into somebody else's group and that they weren't being led by me. This stranger that approached them on Instagram, befriended them and said, come work out with me, and then let somebody else lead them daily. And honestly, it really started to bring me to a dark place, to a point where I almost quit coaching because I felt like I wasn't a leader. I wasn't coaching these people, and I was really racked with guilt a lot of the time for things that nobody said I wasn't doing, but in my head, I just didn't feel like I was living up to the expectation that I had placed on myself and that I had, you know, promised the people who had signed up to me. So I went through, you know, this process of, do I quit? Do I stay? What am I going to lose if I'm going to quit? And then I heard Courtney's call with Crush Nation, and it really spoke to me. And I was kind of like, you know what? I need to just shit or get off the pot. Like, I need to do something. And rather than every time before that I thought about it, saying, oh, like I'm thinking of doing this, I just, like, it was a spur of the moment decision. I'm going to make my own community. And I messaged Erin and I asked her to help me brainstorm for a name, because, you know, you let the silliest things talk you out of something if you're not really ready to do it. Like the whole time I was like, oh God, I can't think of a name. This is too hard. Nah, I'm not going to start my own community. So, you know, I just did it. And I really wanted the name of my community to represent my journey, what I'd been through, like the ups and downs, the roller coaster of the being really on nutrition and letting something derail you. And so the word pivot kind of kept coming to mind, pivoting in my journey. And so I settled on pivot and persevere, because change doesn't come from perfection. It's by continuing to persevere when it's hard, and by pivoting when needed, and continually just resetting as many times as necessary. And that's really a feeling that I wanted to bring into that community, is the fact that perfection wasn't the goal, and that it was just persevering through, you know, the seasons in life that are harder. And, you know, my real focus and my passion, and I know it's only been a week, but I've been spending the week reaching out to everybody who has fallen off, who stopped checking in, or who maybe never did, because a group of 400 is hella intimidating when you weren't there to start it. Like, I often think to myself, if I was plopped into this group right now, would I be open enough to be sharing as much? So I'm really excited to have this smaller community, to have the people that chose me, to join me, to be led by me, and to do that with us. So we're starting next week. We're doing an accountability challenge. I did a poll in the group and just said, like, listen, I know so many people have been struggling, have been falling off. What do we say? We do an accountability challenge. If you check in 4 times a week for the next 3 weeks, I'm going to draw off a legacy headband. And I think I had like 25 people immediately like comment, I need this. And they're all really excited about it, and to get back into it, and just to refocus and to do it together, because I think it's so hard. Even myself, when I was struggling with my journey this summer, with the summer YOLO, I was on vacation for 3 weeks, and all of a sudden the like, I'm going to do this every single step of the way turned into, well, whatever, I'm just going to have a couple more drinks, a couple more of this, a couple more of that. And I tried to pull out of it on my own. And even though we know what we have to do, pulling out of it on your own is really hard. And there's something as simple as leaning into our Every Effort coach crew that like just snap me out of it. You need other people to lean on. So although all of these women had success before, some of them had been really consistent before, it's really easy to forget how easy it can be to do that. So I'm excited to help all of these women refocus, to kind of find their light and their love for this again. And hopefully the people that never felt comfortable checking in will start to do so this week. I've already seen a couple, and it's been really wonderful. So I don't have a whole lot of tangible advice here, but just, you know, how it went for me. And it's never too late to start your own community, even when you've got 100 people who love the other one already. And, you know, every effort's still my home. Every effort's still their home. I've told everybody, like, there's no having to pick or choose. You know, this is home for everybody. And I'm just really glad to have you along and to really step into this role and to be there for you all. So, yeah.
Amazing. Thank you so much for sharing, all of you. Like, it's no surprise to me why all of you guys are successful and why you have such amazing communities and why you have a beautiful coach community. Like, every single one of you spoke tonight with such passion and heart, and it's clear that you care so much about your groups. And I think that's genuinely why you are also successful, because you I wanted to share a little bit quickly. I know our call is getting a little late, so apologies, but I do want to share a little bit about what Courtney and I, us too, like, we've had to pivot. Pivot is like the, oh shoot, am I unstable? Can you hear me? I'm okay. Okay. Pivot is the word. I feel like Courtney and I have changed, like just what Sophie said, like trialed and errored all the things, changed all the things. We ultimately got to a point where our community was way too big, and it ended up being all of your people's people. And obviously people weren't comfortable thrown into a group of 1,400 people, right? So we've decided, we started our Sisterhood Accountable, which I think all of you guys know. What we're doing now is that we're doing, and I think it was Sarah who shared this last month, and I know Sophie's also doing it, we're doing a small chat pod every single month. And that chat pod is going to be open to whoever wants to be in it within our Sisterhood Accountable group. Do you want utmost accountability? Do you want intense daily check-ins on what you're eating? If you do, join us for this month. And we're going to change that every single month so that people have the option to like be like, okay, I got what I needed, I'm out, or I want to check back in. I'm going to start fresh. So it starts a new group every single month. Also really focusing on this month is the live workouts. Like, Courtney and I are choosing workouts every single week and saying, okay, come work out live with Erin at this time, come work out live with Courtney at this time. Like, once body is in the full amount and we have the calendar, then we're hopeful to do like a calendar at the beginning of the week and say, these are the live workouts we're doing, come join us for those live workouts. I don't, like, if you guys haven't, you are missing out. They genuinely are massive energy, excitement, and they are what helps to connect us with other people. We're also doing challenger calls. We started this before it derailed during the summer as people were just like less engaged, but we will be doing challenger calls once a month. We found any more often than that, people didn't come on. But if it was like exclusive and something that we did periodically once a month, then they were more engaged. So we are going to bring our challenger calls back in September and make them focused. And then did one this past month too. I think it's really helpful for people to connect, ask questions, and you can really be there for them. So those are the updates for what we're doing within our challenge group, just to kind of run you guys through quickly on where we're at. But I just really want to thank you to Sophie, Erica, Ashlyn, Erin for sharing tonight. You guys are amazing. We appreciate your heart, and I hope you guys got some ideas on how you can spice up your challenge group. I will just leave off by one thing. Coaches last night, and we were talking about challenge groups, and I loved so much how Clarissa shared a little bit about her challenge group, and she said that ultimately, and it was already said tonight by so many of them, the effort and energy and heart that you put into your challenge group, it will be matched by the other people. If you feel like you're high energy and you have a great prep week and you're there for the first day and you're so excited on day 2, and then by day 17 or 18 or the end of the month you kind of fizzled off and you're not really there, you're not really responding right away to check in, maybe it's not until like 20 hours later that you like or engage on somebody's post, like, people will feel that lack of energy and people will disengage as well. And I'm not sitting on a high horse here. Courtney and I, like, we struggle with this too in trying to do all of the things with this business. But truly, if you want to get Beachbody believers, you got to be the biggest Beachbody believer. You've got to be there in the group, caring about people, commenting on their stuff, engaging every single day, and keep that high energy that you had from day 1 all the way to the end. Like, be in your groups. If you want other people to engage in there, you got to be engaging in there too. So thank you guys again. We're a little over, apologies on that, but this was an amazing call with so much value. If you even take one thing from tonight and implement it in your groups for tomorrow, you're winning. So thank you guys so much. Have a great night.